Happening now, a desert landscape, a literary spark, and 5 women turning challenges into art. See how a new exhibit is giving border region artists a powerful voice. KFC is making a big move, leaving its longtime home and heading to Texas. What's behind their relocation, what it means for jobs for North Texas? Just ahead. And later, an unusual find in Egypt sheds light on a prehistoric predator. Why scientists are excited about a skull nearly 30 million years old. The NewsFeed starts right now.
With the latest news now, this is the NewsFeed.
Good afternoon and welcome to the NewsFeed. I'm Nathan Vasquez. Our top story this afternoon, at TCC, dental students aren't just learning, they're making a real impact. From personal passions to life-changing careers, students say this program gives them the skills and the support to succeed. The NewsFeed's Lauren Harper is live on the Northeast campus to show us how these students are already making a difference.
While students participate in TCC's diverse dental program for a variety of career goals, they all come together for the same mission. With professional quality instruction and industry standard cleaning, they're all there to serve the health and well-being of the Tarrant County community. On Friday, Northeast Campus hosted a dental career fair where students could network their skills and establish connections for potential jobs after completion. However, businesses could also market their team and competitive resources. However, businesses like Dental Directions, a staffing resource for dental and hygiene students, have supported TCC's Associates program since the early 2000s. Dental Program Director and TCC alum Amy Cooper said they've had continuous success with graduates landing careers that fit their needs. Cooper explained the knowledge and skills her students collect while enrolled in the program help the community in ways beyond oral hygiene.
The opportunity for our students to change lives of our patients. They help get their mouth healthy, and in getting their mouth healthy, they help the whole body be healthy. So the body is the entrance for bacteria and all kinds of microbes. If your mouth is not healthy, then your body's not healthy.
And Nate, even for an event that's promoting dental hygiene, the celebration had no shortage of sweet treats. Reporting live on Northeast Campus, Lauren Harper, the NewsFeed.
All right, thanks, Lauren. With small class sizes and hands-on training, TCC dental students build a family-like bond that lasts long after graduation. And right now, they're giving back with $10 cleanings for the students and the community. You can schedule a low-cost cleaning at TCC's dental clinic on the Northeast campus now. The desert isn't just a backdrop, it's a storyteller, threading together the work of 5 women artists in a new exhibit on South Campus. Curator Leslie Moody Castro says it started with a quote from Cormac McCarthy and ended as a celebration of women creating art in a region where opportunity is hard to come by. Our partner at the Collegian, Huda Qureshi, takes us inside The Desert Was Red and Red the Dust Was Raised.
5 artists from New Mexico unveiled a collection on South Campus, illustrating their unique backgrounds and their experiences living in a border town. The Desert Was Red and Red the Dust Was Raised tells the story of 5 women living in a region that curator Leslie Moody Castro says has little opportunity for female artists. A range of colors and shapes filled the walls, floor, and even hung from the ceiling, including 7-foot acrylic paintings on rice paper. While the artists' works reflected different takes on the same theme, each piece depicted elements of nature that connected to their past. However, the artists encouraged viewers to create their own meaning behind the creations. The collection will be on display until February 20th in Fort Worth. Huda Qureshi, The Collegian.
Tarrant County College just hit another post-pandemic enrollment high. Spring 2025 numbers are up 8% from last year, with more than 46,600 students across 6 campuses, outpacing many 2-year schools across the country. And get this, about 12,500 of those students are high schoolers taking college classes. And with multiple start dates still coming up, that number could keep climbing. Chancellor Evo LeBlanc says these numbers reflect the transformative work that takes place at Tarrant County College. Our outstanding faculty and staff are committed to ensuring that every student has the support to succeed. There's still time to sign up registration for TCC's second 8-week term. It runs through March 20th. Check out tccd.edu for class schedules. Kentucky Fried Chicken is flying the coop and heading to Texas. The fast food giant is relocating from Louisville to Plano. Yum Brands, KFC's parent company, announced the move Tuesday. About 100 corporate jobs and 90 remote positions will be impacted, with relocations happening over the next 6 months. The company's CEO says that the move will help KFC continue growing and better serve customers, shareholders, and franchise owners. But KFC isn't cutting ties with Kentucky completely. Yum Brands and the KFC Foundation will still have a presence in Louisville, even as the corporate headquarters make the move to Texas. A Dallas Mavs assistant coach is in trouble with the law, arrested over the weekend for allegedly assaulting his girlfriend with a gun. According to Dallas police, 56-year-old Daryl Armstrong got into an argument early Saturday after his girlfriend saw a text from another woman on his phone. Things escalated, police say. Armstrong picked up a gun, hit her in the face, and threatened to shoot her. She left the apartment and called the police. Officers noted a mark on her face, and Armstrong was arrested without incident. Police also found a gun in the apartment. He was charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and has since posted bond. The Mavericks say they're taking this seriously, placing Armstrong on administrative suspension while the legal process plays out. Two teen girls are in custody accused of plotting an attack at Houston area high school. Investigators say the 15 and 16-year-old students were in the early stages at planning an attack at Memorial High, allegedly targeting classmates with guns and pipe bombs. Authorities say they learned about the threat from a source and moved quickly to arrest the girls. The 16-year-old is now charged with making terroristic threats. The 15-year-old hasn't been charged yet. Continuing coverage this afternoon, a Delta Airlines flight crashed on a runway in Toronto Monday, the latest in a string of scary and even deadly aviation incidents this year. So what's going on, and what do passengers need to know? Cameron Wilcox is live in our newsroom with a closer look.
The image of that Delta aircraft upside down on the runway in Toronto and the devastating crash of American Airlines Flight 5342 in D.C. just weeks ago are enough to shake even the most seasoned flyers. But experts say the skies are still safe and airlines are prepared.
We're right on time. He has Fort Worth, Dallas temperatures, and DFW temperature.
Aviation is safe, commercial aviation, safest form of transportation, even as these incidents do, rightfully shake people up a little bit.
This is camera 2.
Everything that could go wrong went wrong, yet still 80 people survived the accident. And what that tells me is just the preparedness and the attention to safety, everything that happened to make sure that these people were safe happened.
They go through exhaustive scenarios to protect passengers. And I think that, you can have the confidence when you step on a plane.
We can never rest on our record or our laurels, right? So you take every day as another opportunity to improve, to be better.
80 people on board that Delta flight when it crashed. Some describe it as hanging upside down in their seats. Still, the crew managed to evacuate the entire plane in less than 90 seconds. The Transportation Safety Board of Canada is leading the investigation with help from the National Transportation Safety Board here in the U.S. Reporting live in the newsroom, Cameron Wilcox. Now back to you guys.
I apologize, we are facing some technical difficulties. Thanks, Cameron. New tariffs could mean higher prices for Americans, just as household debt hits concerning levels. We'll break down the impact on your wallet. Plus, diesel cases are popping up across Texas. Let's find the spike and how to protect your family coming up in your Health Minute when the NewsFeed returns.
We all have a type.
Maybe you know what your type is.
Maybe you don't.
But you have one. Am I your type?
You can be the type to save lives.
looks like in America. I am an 8-year-old girl who's not excited for the last day of school, because this may be the last time I'll have lunch till September. I am a single father of 2 who works 3 part-time jobs, and that's still not enough to put food on the table. I was created by artificial intelligence from faces of the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger.
Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
In national news this afternoon, President Trump is warning that companies should get ready for another round of tariffs. When it comes to tariffs, it's the U.S. businesses that end up footing the bill in import taxes. That means these tariffs can affect our supply chains and costs, ultimately impacting the prices we pay as consumers. Jordan Coons is here with the details on Trump's latest announcement.
It'll be in the neighborhood of 25%.
President Donald Trump is detailing new tariffs he says are in the works. They could affect vehicles, pharmaceuticals, and computer chips. Trump says he'll formally unveil them as early as April 2nd. That's the day after the previously stated deadline for an investigation into reciprocal tariffs. Trump says he's giving governments and businesses time to respond.
I've been contacted by some of the biggest companies in the world, and because of what we're doing economically and through tariffs and taxes and incentives, they want to come back into the United States.
That leeway comes as some American businesses appear to be struggling with Trump's rapid-fire trade changes. The National Association of Home Builders reports its confidence index is the lowest it's been in 5 months. That industry is dealing with new steel and aluminum tariffs. Other companies say the 10% tariffs on Chinese imports is hindering their supply chains. Future tariffs could affect all sorts of industries.
So you might get a state like Indiana, for example, that has a lot of pharmaceutical business being hit much harder than a state like Iowa or Wisconsin. It's going to be interesting to see where the pain is felt if indeed these tariffs go through.
Businesses around the world are also dealing with the onslaught of changes.
Every day there's a different tariff and a different plan. It remains to be seen what happens.
I'm Jordan Coons, reporting.
New tariffs could mean more financial strain for Americans as household debt climbs to levels not seen since the Great Recession. Ivan Rodriguez has tips to help pay it down.
Americans are struggling to pay off their debt.
Nobody should be surprised that debt is rising.
A new report by the Federal Reserve Bank of New York shows all major loan categories are on the rise, with credit card balances topping $1.2 trillion, up more than 7% from the fourth quarter of last year. Matt Schultz with LendingTree says while some higher levels of household debt were to be expected because of inflation, it doesn't mean it isn't troubling.
We found that about a third of people took on debt over the holidays.
2 categories where Americans are struggling to manage their debt: auto loans and credit cards. The share of households becoming seriously delinquent, meaning missing a payment for 90-plus days, are at 14-year highs.
That car payment is often one of the most prioritized when bills come due, and when that one is not being paid, that's probably a sign that other struggles are around as well.
Schultz says there are some steps people can take to get ahead on paying down their debt.
First thing that they should do is create a budget. You can do things like getting a 0% balance transfer credit card or a low-interest personal loan to consolidate some of those loans and bring the interest rates down.
In Atlanta, I'm Ivan Rodriguez.
Measles was wiped out in the U.S. back in 2000, but now it's making a comeback. Cases are popping up across the country, including in rural West Texas, where fewer people are vaccinated. In today's Health Minute, Monica Coppola breaks down the latest CDC data and what you can do to keep your family safe.
It's a highly contagious airborne disease that can cause rash, fever, red eyes, and cough. Severe cases of measles can also cause blindness, pneumonia, or swelling of the brain, and in some cases, death.
We're seeing these sporadic outbreaks of measles.
Dr. Daniel Koritskis with Brigham and Women's Hospitals says most of the measles illnesses now popping up in the U.S. are in young children. Last year, 285 cases were reported to the CDC. That's the most since 2019. And this year, cases are already emerging in several states. Experts say It's due to the lower vaccination rates from misinformation. In Texas, there's an outbreak with at least 24 cases, and state health officials say that number is growing.
The vast majority are happening in people who have either not been vaccinated or whose vaccination status is unknown.
Koritsky says the best protection against measles is vaccination. The first dose is typically given to children between 12 and 15 months, with a second dose administered around age 4. The CDC says older children and adults can also get vaccinated if they don't receive the vaccine as a child, and the agency says if you were vaccinated with the first version of the measles vaccine used between 1963 and 1968, or don't know which type of vaccine you received, you should get at least one dose of the current measles vaccine.
People should just make sure that they are up to date with their measles vaccination and that their children are up to date.
For Health Minute, I'm Monica Coppola.
And temperatures are climbing after a cold week, but how long will the warm-up last? Lauren Harper has your Storm Team forecast straight ahead.
Mom was always very self-sufficient, but we started noticing things were off.
I was forgetting my responsibilities at work.
I told Mom we should visit a doctor.
Alzheimer's. It was hard to hear that.
Early detection gave us time to seek information and support as a family. I've never felt more connected with Mom.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
Honey, what I think you need is a socket wrench.
I played JV basketball.
I'm sorry. I don't think it looks right.
This is good, and it's all good, baby.
Is it really all good?
If you love me enough to routinely test your handyman skills, not to mention the strength of your marriage, then of course you'll visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure I'm in the right car seat.
I'm gonna call my dad.
Can't believe you're doing this alone. I've done it before. I remember. You threw your back out. How you holding up? Hand me that board. Nothing wrong with getting help. I'm good. I did it when Felicia left. I'll figure it out. I know you will, but you don't have to do it alone. That's all I'm saying. If I promise to look into it, will you drop it and help me build this fence? Now you need my help. It can be a real pain sometimes, you know that? Mm-hmm.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
My name is Gary Parker. I served as a Cavalry Scout and a military policeman in the United States Army for 20 years. When I was a Cavalry Scout, we had a young lieutenant that came in, great guy, but he moved on, got promoted to lieutenant colonel, went on to Afghanistan, and I was able to keep in contact. And I'd wake up one morning, go on social media, and there's that post you don't want to see. For whatever reason, he took his own life. Nobody knows why he did it, and if there's something that we could have done to prevent it from happening. Safe gun storage can prevent gun suicide because it's that added step to get to your firearm that might just give somebody a moment of reflection on what they're doing. As a veteran, we need to be ambassadors to people that don't have the knowledge that we have. Anytime you're not storing a weapon safely, you're putting yourself and your community at risk. Service never stops.
Right now we're live on Northeast Campus in Hearst, where we're experiencing, believe it or not, warmer temperatures than what we've seen previously. I know a few days ago or even yesterday we had wind chills in the teens. Right now we're seeing a little bit warmer, and that's really because of lower humidity and lower wind speeds as well. Current conditions across the board are about 27. Right now you're looking at that sky cam in downtown Fort Worth. You'll notice again that heavy overcast. However, with that heavy overcast is not bringing high wind speeds. So winds are really not exceeding more than 5 miles per hour. Humidity about 34, 35 degrees, and that's keeping it from feeling not as bitter as we've experienced in the past. Across the Metroplex, Dallas 27, up north slightly cooler, Denton and McKinney at 26 degrees. Now across the nation, we're not really seeing any precipitation, only in some of your more mountainous states out west. Now that's typical for this time of year. However, the precipitation that North Texas saw and much of the southern coastline these past few days have really continued to move east and is now moving into the Atlantic Ocean. Now, looking into the rest of the weekend, some of us expected warmer temperatures. However, that's not to be the case. Those highs are really staying in the high 30s, low 40s. We may get a little warmer on Saturday, but with that cloud cover, we really won't see much of a difference in terms of that real feel. Going into the rest of the week, that's when those temperatures will start to rise. That's when we'll start to see those warmer increases in the highs and even in those lows. You'll notice Monday capping out at 73, warming up Tuesday and Wednesday. It'll be about in the mid 70s. We may cool down next Thursday or Friday, but throughout the week it'll stay relatively temperate, even with that heavy overcast, Nathan, that we're going to see again for the next 5 days.
Thanks, Lauren. Trouble for a two-time Super Bowl champ finding himself on the wrong side of the law. And a Miami Heat fan nearly a century in the making. We got the story you don't want to miss. John Patterson is in next with sports.
Food donations from the pantry help my family enjoy the holidays.
We all want a holiday filled with joy. But 1 in 5 children in America face hunger. Together, we can make the holidays full.
Giving is a part of our holiday tradition, but it's also part of our all-year-round tradition.
Join families like Heather's this holiday season and give hope, love, and meals. Let's end hunger together. Join the movement at feedingamerica.org.
Worried about your friend but don't know how to reach out?
You could say how are you or get a fake tattoo. You could ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat with them in VR. It's all good if you think you should check in. Yeah, you should.
Whatever gets you talking. Reach out to a friend about their mental health.
Whatever gets you talking.
Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver. And we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
Vision loss is not something that you feel until it happens.
Most people lose their vision from diseases like macular degeneration and glaucoma, not at birth.
3 million Americans have glaucoma, and half don't even know it.
11 million people in the United States have macular degeneration.
So many eye disorders can be treated if caught early.
Make a plan today to get your eyes checked.
Visit brightfocus.org to learn more.
From the NewsFeed Sports Desk, this is the Sports Report.
What's going on? I'm John Patterson, and we're back with sports. Two-time Super Bowl champ Kadarius Toney in trouble with the law. The former NFL wide receiver was arrested in Metro Atlanta, accused of choking someone during a dispute at a home on January.
Okay. I again apologize. We are facing some technical difficulties. Thank you, John. It looks like something out of a sci-fi movie, but it's very real. A recent discovery in Egypt could change everything we know about prehistoric predators. That story when we return.
If you love them enough to suck the snot out of their nose at 4 a.m., then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Come on! Go, Diane! Yeah, keep it going! Yeah! Go, honey!
If you love them enough to drive an hour to cheer them on as they get beat 11-0 in the rain, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
away. You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut, the one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink, or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking, now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed, better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead, catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
All right, I'm in the house.
Okay, what do you see?
Nothing yet. Hold on, I think I just heard something. I'm heading upstairs.
Okay, I am almost there.
I'm in the bedroom.
Okay.
Oh shit, it's not here.
What?
The gun's not here.
What do you mean? Where is it?
Cameron, are you in there? Open the door. Cam, come on, Cameron.
It's a cross between a wolverine and a pit bull. That's what scientists think a prehistoric predator might have looked like. Researchers have just found a nearly complete skull of a bastiodon, a powerful carnivore that ruled the food chain 30 million years ago. With sharp teeth, a short snout, and a strong bite, this animal was the king of the tropical rainforest back then. Now, scientists are working to figure out why these incredible creatures vanished. And that's all we have today for you. Thank you for tuning in. We hope that you have a great weekend. We'll see you next week at the same time.
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. If we could find a way to get inside each other's minds. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Well, before you abuse, criticize, and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
You gotta stop with that depression stuff. That's what white people think. You all right?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?